Man. Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shabbat shalom to everybody's in the house. Shabbat shalom to the brothers and sisters that's be tuning in online. Uh, hold on. Let me get my disclaimer now because people already hit me up. Something's tripping. This ain't the lesson you said you're going to do today. It's on me, y'all. I forgot my PowerPoint that I was going to present today regarding drugs, weed in particular, narcotics, why it's unlawful and how it will lead to our death if we continue on uh, dibbling and dabbling in those things. Damn, my PowerPoint had about 40 slides on there. I had all kind of information, and I forgot it. I forgot it. Rushing out the house. I'm unplugging everything, packing everything. One of the things I unplugged was my flash drive. Forgot to throw it in the bag. Yeah, so forgive me, y'all. I'm gonna redeem myself, and I'll come back with that lesson in the near future. Next time I teach, most I permit. All right. So we're gonna default and move in the spirit of Babylon's judgment and dealing with America and what's gonna happen to this place and why we can see and know that when we read about the destruction of Babylon in the scriptures, it ain't talking about the ancient, it's talking about the daughter of Babylon and the future Babylon, the one that's we're aware of right now. All right, let's jump over to Revelation 11 and 8. Let's start there, and then we'll build on a little bit, and then we'll get to it, man. We're gonna figure out how this place is gonna get hit up, the different characteristics of this place, when it's gonna happen, and it's never gonna be inhabited again, and why it wasn't ancient. So we're gonna try to tackle all of these things, man, and figure some of these mysteries out, according to the word of the Lord, man, most I permit. And we'll see where the Spirit leads as we continue on. So Revelation 11, let's read the 8th verse.
Book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Okay, so the scripture's letting us know that the dead bodies of the saints is going to be lying in this street of a great city. Well, what's the great city? Jump over to Revelation 14. Let's read the 6th verse.
Book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 6.
I think, is that 6? Yeah, go ahead. Let me see. Let me make sure that's what I want. No, 8. I'm sorry.
Book of Revelation 14 and verse 8.
Yeah.
And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
So clearly, this isn't talking about ancient Babylon. This is talking about the future Babylon that was going to be in personification of ancient Babylon. But it said that it also has a moniker of being this great city. A great city because why? All nations flow to this place to receive their rewards, be it monetary, be it morally or immorally, I should say, because you can come over here, you can be whatever, do whatever you want. This is a place where all of the gods of ancient Babylon and the days and the worshiping of the gods of ancient Babylon still prevailed nowadays. And this is also known as a great city. Let's go back to Revelation 11. Now, notice it says that the judgment is going to happen based upon some of the things that it's involved with, making all nations drink the wine of the wrath of the fornication. It said that this place is destined to fall. It cannot stand forever. America swears up and down it's going to last forever. They got every excuse in the world as to why this place will not fall. They print up money. They do whatever they can. They create new weapons, new technologies, new distractions. Every situation that they think is going to thwart them from not having rulership forever. I mean, you got these ancient devils, man, that's sitting in these offices. From Slow Biden, he's at 80, damn near 8. What? He is 80, right? 81. And he's saying, I'm doubling down. Next year, I'm coming back to rule again for another 4 years. Are you kidding me? Dianne Feinstein, man, she looking like a straight creature for the Black Lagoon. Damn near 90 plus years old. And she said, I'm going back in the office. I'm running the Senate. I still want to represent myself in the House. You got all of these ancient folks, man, and they all want to sit up in there and they want to continue on ruling. Henry Kissinger just talked about him last week. Just turned 100. He's still involved in international affairs. 100. I mean, they know no retirement when it comes down to power for them. So they want to rule in the same way as the ancients. So they delve into the spirit of ancient rulers. Jump back over Revelation 11 and 8.
Verse 8,
Mm-hmm.
Revelation. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So we're talking about the spiritual personification of Egypt and Sodom is going to be in the same place, a great city. This is why, man, America is destined to fall, because all of the spiritual kingdoms that it emulates, all of them fell. So if you take from all of these places, you're going to deal with the same judgment and destruction that these same places dealt with. They dealt with Egypt. Was Egypt destroyed? Egypt a non sequitur nation? We see it now. It's a pile of heap and dirt. And it's nothing but a tourist attraction now that's being ran by some white Arabs that's claiming to be they're the real Egyptians. You seen that with what was that, Kevin Hart? They was on Kevin Hart's head because he said the ancient Egyptians was black, and they was like, cancel Kevin Hart. He said that the Egyptians was black. This is reverse racism. So Egypt is even fighting for their identity now. That place is over with. Let alone we know about our Exodus and the destruction of the firstborn that happened to them. It got to the point to where all these other nations started invading and ruling. They got a image of Alexander the Freak, man, in one of the temples in there, because when the Greeks took over Alexandria and all of that. So Egypt's legacy gone. Sodom and Gomorrah we see destroyed by fire and brimstone. Babylon, ancient Babylon, got ran down and taken over by the Persians and the Medes. So every kingdom that it wants to emulate, you're gonna have the same judgment. And this place is the only place that wants to take on all of these particular spirits, man, and become this mutated giant that has all of the same spiritual representations of all these wicked nations, man. America's the only one that can be this great whore that can take on all of these dang fornications and still survive and then spread it to everybody else. So this place is where the saints is going to be lying, man. So we know lying in the streets, we see our people lying in the streets all the time. Not only being shot by police, being shot by and being lynched, hung, burned, persecuted unrighteously. I just talked about a story earlier today, man. Old white woman killed a mother of 4 because her kids was playing in the yard. The kids forgot the iPad. They run back and go get the iPad. The woman's wilding out, yelling. They go tell the mama. The mama comes back to come talk to the lady. The lady says she was in fear for her life with the door closed. Shot through the door and killed the sister. How are you threatened by a sister with her kids there? You got the door locked and you shoot through the door, and no charges filed. It was stand your ground.
They arrested her 4 days later.
That's what I'm gonna say, because at the time they didn't have no charges on it. They arrested her, but they're gonna let that old bag of bones out of there, man. What was she, like 70 something, 80 something? They ain't gonna let her get persecuted. But that's how it goes, man. The dead bodies lying in the streets, man. You got talking about the genocide and the destruction of the Native American populations, the Aztec and the Mayan, and the civilizations of the Inca, all being destroyed. I mean, nobody destroys worse than Babylon, the reincarnation of Babylon here. The body count that America has under the so-called white man's rulership, man, is enormous. Second to none. Name a nation that has killed more and destroyed more and colonized more than him. And I'll wait. I mean, add him up. He kills his own people. They run around talking about, black, you guys weren't the only ones in slavery. What about the Irish? And they said, well, who was in captivity too? Oh, the English? Oh, your own people? Oh, okay. They always try to make some sort of argument as if they're not the ones that perpetuate destruction even on themselves. He don't give a damn. If it means power, you see them right now fighting in political offices. They all want power, even if it means what they call, quote, dirty politicking, pulling out dirt on everybody, doing everything that they can destroy reputations. Doesn't matter what it looks as far as the infrastructure is concerned. As long as I can win and I can take over and I can be the next ruling head, I'll do it. When they created AIDS, it starts off, oh, it's a homosexual disease.
Mhm.
And they admit it bubbled up in the lab, but every time, oh, it came from a monkey. Please. So the sodomites that get killed off on it, that's collateral damage. You look at it years down the line. Now, who's the highest dying from AIDS now and HIV?
Yeah.
The target audience was us. So that's the spoils of war. You kill some sodomites, but if I can get you kill 2 billion sodomites and then you end up killing 10 million black folks, who won? They get rid of some sodomites, okay, and then at the same time they took out 10 million of us. Dead bodies lying in the streets of this great city. It says, which spiritually is called what?
Sodom and Egypt.
So I just seen them show the picture earlier today. They got the White House with damn a rainbow flag, lights lighting up the White House with the rainbow flag. And they said they're getting ready to have the biggest Pride Month celebration ever.
Okay.
Absolutely. All catered to, sponsored by Slow Biden and the rest of the damn wicked that run America.
You know, back in the day, June used to be Rhythm and Blues Month. Way back in the day. I don't know if you remember. And that was pretty recently. Now you don't even hear about that no more. Because the gay and pride and all that has stepped to the forefront, talking about they want their civil rights.
And then you got what happened to Juneteenth. You know, we're supposed to be that one little day we had Juneteenth. Oh, we want to talk about the liberation and the slavery in Texas and all of that. And the sodomites came in and said, no, we're taking the whole month, including that day. And then I saw that story. They I think it was in South Carolina that they was advertising white folks on Juneteenth.
Damn.
I mean, it's over with here. Spiritually, Sodom and Egypt. So spiritually, this is a place of where our bondage is going to be hit. This is spiritually the place where multiple plagues is going to get hit. Right? This is the place where our people are going to be delivered from. So all of those things we see happening at once. Psalms 49 and 11. Let's just look at the spirit and the attitude of the people.
Book of Psalm 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
See, that's the thoughts of the white man. He said, their house is going to continue forever, man. There's no stopping him. He's going to continue on. His legacy is going to continue building. Generational wealth is all going to be passed down. Everything's great. No. That ain't the way the plan goes. It's their inward thought. That's what they thinking. Their house is going to continue forever, but go ahead.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
So that's the mind of a colonizer. Their dwelling places into all generations, wherever they lay their hat in their home. They ain't talking about Papa was a Rolling Stone. That's Esau, man. Esau run out here and say, wherever I go, I'm conquering, I'm laying up shop, and I'm putting my name here, my stamp, my flag, and I'm taking over. All their dwelling places to all generations, and they figure I can pass it on down. Continue on.
They call their lands, after their own names.
So that's where you get the colonization of these places, man. George Washington Avenue, Amerigo Vespucci, all of these particular names they call Puerto Rico, Richport, which is after Ponce de Leon, the damn Spaniard, came over here and said that. So he does it all. Naming the people. So this is what he does. All right. So his mind is that he's going to continue on forever. Let's jump over to Isaiah. Isaiah 13. So let's just get to some of the meats of the matter, man, and how this is a false ideology that America has, that this place is going to continue on forever. You've got even our own people, man, with so much invested in this place, man, they don't want to see their beloved America go. Man. They love this place so much, all its wickedness, all its unrighteousness, all the lies, and they can't get enough of it. And as soon as you speak out against it, oh, you're not being patriotic. Oh, you don't love this place. Then that's when the narrative comes up. Well, go back to Africa. I'm not going back to no damn Africa.
Mm.
I'm going back to my original homeland. Thus saith the Lord, most I permit, that we're part of that elect and that number, that we can get up out of here and see the fall and the destruction of our enemies in the place that held us in bondage and in captivity for centuries on end. That's what we're praying for. We're not going back to part one or what was it? Part B. You get part A is where we're coming from the east. They always give us the story from part B and C. No, we're not skipping. We're not skipping part A.
Not at all.
Jump back over to Isaiah 13. Start at the first verse.
Look at Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amoz did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Now hold that and jump over to Isaiah 28. Because the Most High gave the prophet Isaiah, the son of Amos, a declaration to speak out and against Babylon. Why people are coddling and love Babylon so damn much, the Most High said, no, you're supposed to go out and teach against, prophesy against, and tear this place down. What I say, 28?
I said 28.
And let's read. No, that's not what I want. It was a Jeremiah. Prophets have been before us, prophesied against countries. And
28, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. I said Isaiah. Jeremiah 28 and 8.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 28. And verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
In favor of?
Against many countries.
Uh-huh.
And against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
So the work of a prophet and the prophets of old is said that they were instructed to prophesy against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So the Most High made a declaration that if we're declaring ourselves as prophets and teachers and leaders and guides of the people, what comes along with it is you're going to have to commit what's known as an act of sedition. That's what they persecuted Christ over. That's what many of the prophets were and the apostles were getting persecuted and killed for, is because you went against the establishment. You spoke against the norms. You didn't go along with the program. You see how many people was getting persecuted when, people didn't want to follow protocol for that health scare the last couple of years? I mean, you was getting drugged through the mud. You got kids. Why don't you? Your grandmama need. You can't come over. You ain't got that thing in your arm. You can't come around. People get fired. Absolutely. So the persecution comes along. But the Lord said, well, that's the job of a prophet, man. You can't sit back and play these little glitterbug preacher games. Because I don't see the preachers doing this. I don't see this happening in the churches. The Lord said, if you're going to be a prophet and a teacher of his word, this is what you should be doing. This should be part of your curriculum to the people. Is you got to call out evil when you see. He said, you're going to have to talk about and prophesy against these countries that's out here doing these things. Kingdoms, war, evil, pestilence, all them things come along with it. So this is why Isaiah was told to say what he said. Let's go back to Isaiah 13.
Isaiah 13, verse 4.
No, read 2 again.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
So those that rejoice in the highness of the Most High, man, and those who are zealous for the word of the Most High and the uplifting of our people, it said that You got to go out. Isaiah said, man, go out there, shake the hand, and you can go into the gates of the nobles and tell the leadership, this is what's going to be happening, and make sure that you tell your people they need to wake up. You need to repent, following after the wicked ways of Babylon. Babylon's going to be destroyed, and that's what we're being called to do. So when we go out there and we're teaching our people to repent, carry the faith of Christ, do the righteousness and the works that the Lord committed us to do, teach salvation and the gospel to our people. It's about gathering the elect. It's about gathering our people together under the banner of the law and the faith of Christ. And he said, you got to go out there and do so, right?
Mhm.
Read on.
Verse 4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle.
Now, this is how you know that this wasn't ancient Babylon, because Babylon fell to the Persians and Medes, and there was barely too much war. There wasn't too much wars that was going on. If you can share, open up another tab and share something known as the Nabonidus Chronicle. Nabonidus, Nabon.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to just put it out. I'm not gonna go heavy into it, but either the cylinder or the Chronicle, and then another one, the Darius cylinder. Those are just two historical artifacts and archaeology finds that chronicle the reign of the Babylonian kings and the ultimate end of Babylon. So you can just show them online. And for those of us who's present, you probably just gotta catch it on your phones or whatever. But the Nabonidus Chronicle. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to interject, many of our people, they hear the word, but many of them don't receive the word. And it's always been that generation that hasn't received the word saying, oh, well, that happened before, or it hasn't happened yet. But we're at that time right here, right now, where all prophecies are fulfilling themselves. We're in the last days. I'm going to bring this out in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12.
I got it for you.
Okay. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verses 22. And we're going to read down to verse 25. So we have to understand that the the prophecies now are coming to fruition all the way across the board. Ezekiel 12, verse 22.
Ezekiel 12 and 22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth?
See, many of our people don't think these things are happening right now. But all praises and glory to the Heavenly Father. The awakened ones now have an inside track on our history, our heritage, and who we are as a people. Go ahead.
And that's interesting too, because the Most High already cut that off at the past, because it was he already knew people was gonna say, y'all been saying this the last days forever, man. We heard that, my grandma was saying that back in the 30s. The Most High said that they're gonna say this. Don't worry about it. All the days are prolonged. Every vision fell. Every time y'all say something's gonna be destroyed or it's the end, it don't happen. I'm still here. The Most High said, they gonna say all of this.
They're gonna say all of this.
Yeah. Now it's become a little bit more real.
Kind of.
Verse 23.
Okay.
Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will make this proverb to cease.
He said he's gonna make that proverb to cease. Whatever they were saying, that's it. No matter what was coming out of their mouth, it stopped right now. Go ahead.
I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
But say unto them, the days are at hand.
They're at hand, meaning they're at present, right now. The fulfilling of these last days. Go ahead.
But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
Mm-hmm.
For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass.
Mm-hmm. Shall come to pass, meaning that it will happen which it is happening. Go ahead.
It shall be no more prolonged.
See, no more prolonged. See, so if they have any, well, they don't understand, like I say, because they don't understand the prophecies. We're talking about the word of the Lord fulfilling itself from the beginning of times, even unto this day. Go ahead.
It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days,
Mm-hmm.
O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord God.
So he's going to do what he says he's going to do, and bring it to fruition. In other words, like Scripture say, the Most High will perform this. He will actually make this happen. He is going to bring it to fruition. So no more. Oh, that happened way before. You guys, as the brother said, you've been saying that for ages and going all the way back. Those days are over with. Those days are over with. We're living these prophecies right now. The end times are here.
Come, absolutely. So you got those up, Iran? Well, what do you got it up under?
Nabonidus Chronicle.
You got it. What source you got using?
I just got the images.
Just the image. Oh, you just got the image. Okay, no problem. So when you look at the Nabonidus Chronicle, I'm gonna just read it a little bit right here. It's off Wikipedia, but I just pulled it up real fast. So there's other sources. I got the archaeology and stuff at home on my flash drive. Go ahead. Nabonidus. Nabonidus Chronicle. All right. The Nabonidus Chronicle. And this is an ancient Babylonian text that talks about the imminent end of ancient Babylon under the Persians and the Medes. All right. So I'm just going to read this little part. It says, this dubious as others could have participated. No. The Chronicle is seen as part of a series of pro-Persian documents, including the Cyrus Cylinder and verse account of Nabonidus. The attack Nabonidus for allegedly religious infidelity and contrasts his actions with those of Cyrus and Cambyses. However, Amelia Kurt describes it as the most reliable and sober ancient account of the fall of Babylon. So, this Amelia Kurt, she's a British historian. So when we're looking at this archaeology that's been preserved, this particular chronicle of the reign of the kings of Babylon and whatnot is the most accurate account of the fall of ancient Babylon under the Persians and the Medes, and it wasn't destroyed by fire and brimstone, and it wasn't destroyed by a host of nations coming against it, as we're reading in Isaiah 13. This is a completely different Babylon that we're talking about. All right. And then the Cyrus Cylinder, you guys can write that one down too. It's another reference in regards to the rule of King Cyrus and the destruction of Babylon and the transferring of power. There really wasn't no real like major war. They had some minor wars and whatnot, but when the Persians and the Medes took over, man, it was really like a transferring of power. Because remember, Daniel translated, the vision on the wall. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
For Nebuchadnezzar, he said, man, read the vision for me. None of my dang, wizards or whatnot. Can't nobody read it. Daniel came up and told him, he said, man, your reign is over and you're going to get put to death. The king is coming from the east. He's going to destroy you. So the Cyrus cylinder says it's an ancient clay cylinder now broken into several pieces on which is written an Achaemenid royal inscription in Akkadian cuneiform script in the name of Persian King Cyrus the Great. It dates from the 6th century BC and was discovered in the ruins of an ancient Mesopotamian ancient Mesopotamian city of Babylon, which is in now modern day Iraq in 1879. So Cyrus Cylinder and the Nabonidus Chronicle give you two historical archaeological finds that let it be known how ancient Babylon fell. And then you can just do your own research historically to see how they fell. And we're going to see the contrast of why we know it wasn't ancient Babylon that we're reading about. However, we're seeing one of the daughter of Babylon coming up. Read verse 4 one more time.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4. Verse 4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
So look at that. Now it says, now this ancient Babylon, or not ancient Babylon, this future Babylon is going to be destroyed. It said because there's going to be a multitude, tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathering together to come up against them in battle. Jump over to hold that and go to Psalms. Psalms 137 and verse 8.
Book of Psalm 137, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon.
Who?
O daughter of Babylon.
So the offspring. It didn't say, oh, Babylon. The daughter. And why is it being representative of a female?
Mhm.
The whore. What's the judgment?
Who are to be destroyed.
Gonna live forever.
Who are to be destroyed.
Go ahead.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Well, then we seeing, oh, he that leadeth into captivity is going into captivity. We're seeing how the judgment and the fall of our enemies said, happy is he that's going to be rewarding thee as thou hast served us. Well, what did Revelation 18 let us know? Let's go there real quick. It said, happy is he that rewardeth her. Revelation 18 and verse 6.
Book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works.
So the scripture said, man, this place is to get double according to the works that is done, man. We just talked about it earlier. Don't need to reiterate. I mean, we could talk about the evils of Babylon, modern day Babylon, the great whore, the white man's rule, and all that. We can talk about that until, Yahweh Shai come back. And the Lord said that won't even be enough because you got to double that up to reward him for all of the evils that he's done. And Psalms, it said, happy is he that taketh. Oh, I didn't read verse 9. I didn't read verse 9. Hold on. Finish verse 6 in Revelation, then we'll go back to Psalms.
Okay. Revelation 18, verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double.
So all the cups of the wrath of the fornication, the oppression, the murder, the death of the saints lying in the streets of the great city, the lies, the genocide, the biological warfare, everything that they laid out on this man, the Lord said, give him a double dose. I mean, I don't know where the Christians are talking about, man. Love everybody. We're all deserving the grace. No, that's not the deal. Somebody's got to pay. Let's jump back over to Psalm 137. The white man already got the pre-programmed response. It wasn't me. I wasn't there. I feel sorry for what happened to you, your ancestors, but don't blame me. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what the Lord said?
Yeah, guess what the Lord said.
Go ahead and read that again, Psalms 137, 8 and 9.
Book of Psalm 137, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Go ahead.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Wow. The Lord said, you'll be rejoicing and happy to be able to do that. That's the offspring. That's the generations that come down, the little ones. So you can say, it wasn't me, but the Lord said, oh, guess what? The little ones, your kids, they're going to pay for it because you profiteered off of the systematic racism that's lined up. You didn't deny your white privilege, all of that, The nations that then came against us, man, they ain't back down and rescinded anything against the benefits that they taking in and taking advantage of our people while they're here. Still to this day, man.
Isaiah 14:21.
You already know. And we probably gonna go there, but But that's what we're seeing, the judgment that's going to be happening. But it said now, in order for this place to fall, it's going to take a gang effort. Because remember in Revelation 13, it says, who's able to make war with the beast? Ain't nobody trying to come over here by themselves to take America on and the head up. That's not going down. Well, we got to do it through Yahweh and the angels. We need help. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the nations are concerned, go back to Isaiah 13:4. It said that they're going to have to come together as a multitude. And then we're going to get a precept in Revelation 17.
Isaiah 13:4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land.
To destroy this place, man. Go to Revelation 17 and verse 16.
Book of Revelation 17, verse 16. Verse 16. And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast.
The 10 horns is representing the European Economic Community and NATO. These are all the conglomeration of nations who the great whore has, established his rulership by. And it said, now all of these, it said the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, the collaboration and the multitude of nations, go ahead.
These shall hate the whore.
They're going to fall out of love with America, as we're seeing right now. You're seeing places like Saudi Arabia breaking away from America, saying we're not dealing with you no more. Even though China's still in bed getting money with America, they're still saying, you know what, we're ready to separate and do our own thing. You see many of the African nations, they're outreaching, getting help from China. They're getting help from Russia. A lot of people are trying to, taking their mouth off of the breasts of the great whore. I was going to say the other word. The breasts of the great whore, man, them double D's are poison, man. They say, man, we don't want no more of this. We're starting to hate the whore because why? They're starting to see the corruption of America. They're starting to see the lies. They're starting to see all of the hateful things that the whore has done. And now they're saying we're getting ready to separate from the whore and we don't want no parts of it. And if that means war, then let's start the third woe. So it says, these shall hate the whore. Read on.
And shall make her desolate.
Well, that's what we just got through reading in Isaiah the 13th chapter, that Babylon is going to be made desolate and the land's going to be empty. They're going to hate the whore. Go ahead.
And naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
So they ultimately want to destroy America with fire. That's going to come through, not only through the missiles, but at the same time, Yahweh Shai and the Most High said that the angels and the chariots are going to come with fire. Isaiah 66 says, man, this place is going to get burnt up. So the nations are going to try to initiate, they're going to initiate a little infliction of pain on America with the ICBM missiles. But at the end of the day, Yahweh Shai said, man, hey, vengeance is mine. You ain't going to, the nations ain't going to destroy America on their own. Without Yahweh Shai exacting vengeance and him getting some too? No. They're going to initiate things, but at the end of the day, it's all coming back. What you got?
Yeah, just like the scriptures tell us in the book of Ecclesiastes 1:9, the thing that which has been done is that which shall be done, and there's no new thing under the sun. So like the brother's going into, ancient Babylon, which was taken down by bows and arrows, and we're reading right now about modern day Babylon is going to be burnt with fire. So we read about ancient Babylon in the book of Jeremiah chapter 51, where the Most High commanded that bows and arrows strike her down during that time. So this is letting you know the history does repeat itself. That's like all of us coming back. We were the ones that came out of ancient Egypt. Guess what? We're coming out of modern day Egypt. Christ is coming back for us, okay?
Yeah.
So we just have to keep perpetuating our faith and our strength and get stronger in belief of these scriptures. So we'll be prepared for the Heavenly Father. As he said, always watch and pray.
Let's finish that down to verse 18.
Verse 18, book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
So the Most High is the one who's going to shift and motivate these nations to come against the great whore. Because we just got to reading that in Isaiah 13:5. It says that they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. So they're going to do as the Most High commands them. All right. So the 10 horns used to be a part of the beast system. Now they're going to separate and they're going to turn their back on America and the great whore, man, and going to destroy the place. Why? Because they're going to fulfill the will of the Most High. So read that one more time.
For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
Go ahead.
And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
So again, the great city, we're seeing the woman and seeing Babylon. All of those things are all linking up. Now let's jump back over. And we're going to go to Isaiah 14 now.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 14.
21.
And now I want to read verse. You want to get to that 21.
They always talking about, that wasn't me.
Well, you know what? We can go there. You know what? Let's start at yeah, we can pick it up at 21. I just want to read 21, then read verse 26. We'll get right to the point.
Book of Isaiah 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
Oh, it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be held accountable for what my forefathers did. It was horrible. Slavery was horrible. I feel so bad about it. Yeah, I don't give a damn about no slavery, man. Just when you put them on the spot, that's when they want to cop to it, man. White guilt kicks in, and they like, oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, if there's anything I can do,
this is justice of the Most High.
Yeah,
he gonna bring justice through his judgment.
That's why they don't want this book being taught in the schools. They don't want this, they want to create all different type of versions of it, and they don't want us to actually read what is true judgment according to God. What's justice according to the Most High? The Most High said, man, this is justice, then it is what it is. And that's what makes them say, if that's your God, I don't want nothing to do with that, because that ain't fair, that ain't right.
They say it wasn't them, it was their fault, but they're the presidents, the executives, and the vice presidents of the banks and the insurance companies and all the things that our sweat and blood built that they're enjoying and their children are enjoying today.
Come on. I mean, what do they call it in crime, man? When you aid and abet a criminal, you know what I'm saying? You have knowledge of a crime and you let them come on into the house. You say, oh, man, I just robbed the store, man. Let me in the house. All right, come on in. Yeah, just let me hide out, man, until things cool down. I'm gonna get up out of here. Mm-hmm. I'll slide you a couple dollars.
Absolutely.
Somebody let them in the house. They give you $100 and say, man, all right, cool, good looking out. I'm out of here. You don't think you was accessory to that? Yeah. You didn't aid and abet in that crime? So what are you gonna do with the ancestors of the so-called white men who set up and established, just like you said, from corporations to stolen land? I mean, Jim Crow, everything, man. Stolen land, and then they sit back and take it and receive it as, oh, this is my inheritance. Yeah. My fathers fought for this land in the Civil War, but before that, you had the slaves tilling the ground. You took the land from the Native Americans, man. What are you talking about? This is your land. You inherited it, and they ain't refusing to give it back, man. Trying to shake down nations to get lands for oil and everything else. So the Lord said, they're sliding by on white privilege. They're getting everything that they want, but guess what? Prepare slaughter for their children for the iniquity of their fathers. Read on.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Now fill the face of cities. So that's going to be the end of him. Go to Obadiah 1:7. Yeah, every day. That's Israelite 101, man. You know. First. That's the first chapter. Jakes will finish out the Bible. You go all these other chapters in the book. What's the shortest one? Oh, well, you got Jude and you got Obadiah. Well, what's
Yeah.
Jude about? Jude is a little confusing. Well, Obadiah talk about killing the white man. Oh, I want that one first. We're gonna read that, man. Obadiah. Everybody know Obadiah.
You better read Obadiah.
You know, Obadiah's start at verse 1, then drop down and read verse 7.
Book of Obadiah, verse 1.
Yeah.
The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. Edom.
Concerning Edom. Mhm.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
So again, we're seeing a rising up of nations that's going to come against Edom, man. And you got some these damn Christian apologists talking about this happened in 70 AD, and the Edomites are all destroyed. There's no more Edomites. No, Esau does. The red nation is no longer around anymore. And then they go and replace it and say, well, the red man was the Indians.
Yeah.
That's not us. That's them. White man is a damn devil, man. He's
damn
something
devil.
else.
Yeah.
He is something else. So the scriptures are letting us know that a rumor's coming out from the Most High. The heathen got to be risen up. We just got to see it in Revelation 17 that they're going to come up against the great whore because they hate the whore. Drop down and read verse 7.
Verse 7.
Mhm.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
See, the 10 horns was a conglomeration of the nations that was once being in control by the great whore. So they have this confederacy, but it said that they're going to be thought of being at peace with Esau and Edom and his kingdom. And it said that they deceived them. They're going to turn their back on them. Read on.
And prevail against thee.
Mm-hmm.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There's none understanding in him.
So they've partaken in the breads. They've prospered and got full off of America. And that next thing you know, they said that there's no understanding in them, man. Let's get rid of them. All right. Jump over to Isaiah 50. No, Salaki, Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50. And let's read verse 2. And we're going to jump around on this.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Declare ye among the nations.
Salaki, you can read verse 1.
Verse 1.
Yeah.
The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet.
Mm-hmm.
Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken.
So all the idols of ancient Babylon being destroyed, man, is the same thing that's going to be happening to America. Oh, the Statue of Liberty, that's going to be destroyed. You're talking about the White House, that's going to be destroyed. The Pentagon, that's going to be destroyed. What's that phallic symbol that they got over there in D.C. now? The Washington Monument.
Washington Monument.
The phallic symbol they got over there.
Yeah.
All that stuff's gonna be gone, man. The damn, Abraham Lincoln statue, him sitting in the chair, and that's out of here.
Not one stone upon another.
Same way, and you can write down Job 11:6, man. Let you know how there's a duality in the scriptures in regards to, like you said earlier with Ecclesiastes 1:9, man.
Yeah.
Thing that's done before is that which shall be.
Right.
No new thing under the sun. So we're seeing that the destruction that said all the nations going to be receiving this, publishing it out, is going to be a standard. Babylon's going to be taken. The gods of Babylon, all the ancient methods of worship that they utilizing, all the satanic methods that they maintain rule under the occult, said all this stuff is going to be destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse 2, declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces.
Drop down, read verse 9.
Verse 9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations.
Wait a minute now. I said an assembly of great nations. Now you had the Persians and the Medes. That was considered a Medo-Persian empire. They was considered as one until the Persians took over. So why is it saying that there's going to be a assembly of great nations, plural, that's going to be coming up against this place. It'll let you know it's not the same ancient Babylon we're talking about. This Babylon right now, the daughter Babylon that's to be destroyed, is going to come at the hands of multiple nations coming against it. That's why you hear about China trying to come up against America, Russia trying to come against America, Iran trying to come up against America. All the nations now are saying, the hell with America, man. And one of y'all launch first, and then we got your back.
Yeah, because they have nuclear power.
Yeah. All of them got nukes now. So, you know, America isn't the big bad wolf no more on the block no more. But notice that the nation still got to come together. Again, as powerful as Russia is, they still ain't going to make a move against America unless Moab, you got my back?
Yeah, my back.
Hey, Ishmael, you got my... all right, if I strike first, man, y'all better get my back. Because they know damn well America going to come back blazing.
God.
I mean, it's the only nation that went and dropped a bomb on a nation before. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. He said, man, that hydrogen bomb, that nuke, man, I'll go hit them gooks over there in a minute.
Was it big boy and little?
Big, yeah, little big boy and what? See,
Yeah,
now you got me.
It was two of them.
There was two of them. One was called little. Hold on, let me see.
One on Hiroshima and one on Nagasaki, but they had their names. They did. What do you say?
What they call it? Dang, what was the name of it? Hold on. I gotta come back to it. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it was like Little Boy and Fat Man.
That's it. Little Boy and Fat Man.
Yeah, Little Boy and Fat Man. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, man. White man says, if anybody wants to play with me, watch this.
Yeah.
Push the panic button, man.
It talks about it in Isaiah 14.
Had Moab running like crazy. You want to go there? Oh, you good? Japan?
They ain't forgot it.
They just met in Hiroshima doing the damn. That's what's so cold. White man goes and bombs the heck out of your people. The remaining Japanese people that was over here threw them in camps, held them until the war was over with, gave them $25 and said, go out there now that you can speak English again and do everything. Get on out there. And then they just had the anniversary meeting at the G7 conference, and Slow Biden damn near fell down the stairs. And the damn Chinese, the Japanese man had to, catch him. Right. Still trying to save his damn oppressor, man. Still trying to save him, man. And you go back to the same spot that you bombed. I mean, that's cold. That's like, man, I go to your house, man, rob it, and then come back and say, man, hey, what's up, man? Let me in. You like, damn, you just robbed my house. Yeah, I'm coming in. What's for dinner? And have your wife make me a drink. Man, Esau's bold, man. Bold. Let's go back. 50 verse 9.
Verse 9. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
So everything that comes out of America is going to hit, and you got the modern day arrows is the missiles and the bombs. Yeah. Hold that and go over to Second Ezra. Let's get that precept and prove that one. So Second Ezra 15, and we'll get right to the point in let's read 40 and 41.
Book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 21.
40 and 15, verse 40 and 41.
Verse 40 and 41.
Actually, read down to 43.
All right. Second Ezra 15, verse 40. The great and mighty cloud shall be lifted up full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell on the earth, dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place a horrible star.
A horrible star is going to be them bombs. And that's why I said, everybody in the earth is going to be afraid, because they're going to be witnessing, seeing the launching off, the emergency procedures, everybody running saying, "Oh, get to your bunkers, get to this, get to that." Do you have your nuke kicks with you, your bug out bags? It said in every high and eminent place and horrible star. Read on.
Verse 41, fire and hail and flying
Well,
swords.
what are the flying swords? You know,
ICBM.
you see, yeah, you got these missiles, man. They're gonna be coming through the drones. They're gonna come through jets. They're gonna come through flying swords of destruction.
Come.
Because if you look at the shape of the sword, and then you got
The hilt.
the hilts on the, what is it? Is that the when you
At
got the
end.
handle
Yeah.
and you got the bars over
The
there
bar.
to protect your wrist or whatnot?
Come.
But if you put it up there and you let it fly, it look like
It looks like a
missile or a bomb that's flying in the air.
They're using lasers too, because they're developing that now.
Mhm. Yeah, they got it. They got that. They got that for sure. So it says fire and hail and flying swords. Go ahead.
And many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters.
Go ahead.
And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, and grass of the meadows, and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid.
Now, notice why it's mentioning all of the agriculture and things of that nature, because the nuclear fallout, man, kills off much of the agriculture for hundreds of years on end. Once that radiation spreads, man, you can forget about it. And America being the land of plenty, the plains fields that they have right now, which is one of the largest agricultural finds for wheat and harvest. America's got one of the biggest imports of that, or exports of that. They said them things is all going to get hit. The waters are going to be contaminated and jacked up. I mean, the Revelation 8 tell us about that as well. So let's jump back over to Isaiah. I'm sorry, Jeremiah. I don't know why I want to keep saying Isaiah, but Jeremiah 50. And pick it up at verse 41 and then read verse 46. I want to pick it up, just get right to
Book of Jeremiah 50, verse 41.
Mm-hmm. Actually, see. Let's start at 38.
Verse 38.
Mm-hmm.
A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols.
So letting it be known that Babylon is going to suffer a drought. Well, are we not experiencing heavy droughts from California, Arizona, Nevada? I think they just said I want to say Nevada, that they're getting ready to do like water rationing and whatnot for the people. They already been doing it out here, man, telling us you can't water your lawns or you suffer fines and all of this. And until we had that nice little rainfall from the Most High this year and the end of last year, I mean, this place has been dead with unuseful resources since I don't know how long.
Since 07.
Has it been since 07?
About 07.
Utah, what's that land, that river in Utah, that famous river in Utah? Where they have
In Utah?
In Utah? Colorado? Not the Colorado River.
Yeah, it's drying up. It's that big river in Utah.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
Only
Utah.
one I know come through
remember.
that way is close as the Colorado.
It could be the Colorado River.
Yeah, they're all linked.
The water level is
Lake Mead.
Oh, it's a lake, not
Yeah.
a river.
Lake Mead.
Yeah, see, they're all linked together. They call it the Four Corners. Arizona, Nevada,
Yeah.
Colorado, and Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how it's like 20 feet down from its normal water level?
Yeah.
Like, way down.
Yeah. Well, that's like we said, that's the
That's
area
our
that's
problem.
known as the Four Corners
Come
because all those states share the same border. So Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, and Utah.
and they've been suffering just like California, like you say, the drought. And that drought it's like you said, from last year, the drought was, I think it may started way back in 08, 09. Until last year, the rain came. So that's over a decade. way over a decade.
Yeah, you notice it says mad upon their idols, man. You know, you look at the majority of them these states. You got from California dealing with Hollywood and all of the damn idol worship and the folly that comes up out of here. Nevada with Las Vegas and all the wickedness that come out of there. They call it Sin City. You got Utah with the home of the Mormons and all of their pedophilia and all kind of madness coming up out of there. You dig what I'm saying? So you can see why the Most High is stricken this place with drought and famine.
Yeah. And don't forget the word Babylon in Hebrew is Babal, which means confusion. So there's nothing but confusion here in America. I'll let you know this is modern day Babylon.
That's right. Let's continue.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 38. A drought is up on her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
Yeah, so people ain't gonna be trying to come to Hollywood to be stars and all that no more, man. This place is gonna be finished. Go ahead.
Verse 40. As the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein.
Well, that's right justice, because if this place wants to inhabit the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah, then it should face the same judgment accordingly.
Absolutely.
Read 41.
Verse 41. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth.
Drop down, read verse 46.
Verse 46.
So we're still seeing the accompanying and the assembling of nations coming from afar throughout the four corners of the earth, descending upon Babylon. Babylon is going to be seen getting hit with famines. It's going to be getting hit with plagues, just as in ancient Egypt. We're going to read that in a minute. The second Ezra 15, but drop down, read verse 46.
Verse 46. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations.
See, it says at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the whole earth is going to be moved. They're going to say, oh, snap. This place done got hit. That is the great Babylon. That's it for it. And that's when you read in Revelation 18, talking about all the nations going to be mourning and crying over this. You know, the merchants of the earth going to be upset because their great whores got taken down. Go to Jeremiah 51, read verse 5 down to 7.
Jeremiah 51, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
Where you at?
51 and
5 down to 7.
You want 5? Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Jeremiah 51, verse 5. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul.
So that lets you know, man, it's real spiritual warfare. Like, you know, we read in Ephesians 6, the escape isn't necessarily book your first plane ticket to get the heck up out of here as fast as you can. Because it doesn't really matter if your soul still is corrupted, if you're still following along with the ways of Babylon, if you haven't repented, doesn't matter. The Most High said, I'll find you wherever you're at. But that's why he made the declaration early off that we don't have to fear about the judgment that's going to happen here, man, because the Most High said that, Lord willing, if we're the elect, man, we're going to get beamed up out of here and put in a place of safe haven until Babylon is destroyed. Until the indignation is past. That's right. So it said of the Lord of hosts, there, when it came down to Israel, he said, we're not going to be forsaken, nor Judah of his God. It said, but flee out of the midst of Babylon. So we have to get from in the midst of all the madness that Babylon has put out there for our people to consume. From religion, to false history, to false doctrines, to the foods, to everything that he does to corrupt us, from the propaganda that he puts on TV and has us switching our mind frames and our moralities to just try to go along and get along. You know that's the new excuse now. You know, you can't even speak about the LGBTQ plus HIV people, man.
Federal.
Yeah, no, not even that. You can't talk about that to your
Not even
you
around.
notice regular people or
You can't.
entertainers now, rappers.
That's-
You know, I'm not tripping, man. You gay, that's your thing. Just stay,
Yeah.
keep me out of it. The disclaimer now before anybody speaks. I don't have nothing against the people,
Right.
you know. You just can't speak your mind before you qualify first.
You can't.
I mean, I ain't got no problem here. I'm cool with it, you know, but for me, I don't get down like that. But I much love the you got to constantly clean it up every damn minute.
I gotta bring this one out.
What you got?
If you ain't evolved, you got to shut up.
Well, 94:16 Psalm. Yeah, get Psalm 94:16 about. I ain't got nothing to say like the brother's saying.
Who's gonna ride?
I'm not gonna say anything. No, Most High say this. We gotta speak up against all workers of iniquity. Most High said.
Yeah, they
all
want to lose them
about
monies
money.
and them contracts and them deals and
Man,
you know, the hell with that.
read that.
Psalm 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
See, that's what we gotta do. We gotta stand bold in the face of all power, all false power, unrighteousness, corruption, and all of that. So who's gonna stand up for me? Go ahead.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
The white man is nothing but a worker of iniquity from the womb. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
So whatever they say, if they're denying what the Most High say, of course they don't know the Most High's words, rappers and what have you, just like you alluded to. No, we got to make our election sure. We don't care. We don't care who. We got to set the standard, as the Most High has given us the power to do this. He said, "Cry aloud and show my people their transgressions."
So
Definitely.
in doing so, Jeremiah 51:6, what the Most High tell us that we got to do?
Jeremiah 50, what'd you say? 51?
51 verse 6 and 7.
Verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
So not only is he going to render her a recompense by motivating and moving these nations to come against him, but vengeance still is of the Most High. The Most High is going to make sure that his wrath is touched by this place through the chariots of the Most High in Christ. He's going to render this place a recompense, man. Payback is a MFer,
right,
as they say.
And as IQ said earlier, when he says flee out of her, the midst of her, don't get your plane ticket. No, flee out of her spiritually, and get your mind right. Leave all the thoughts, and Most High said, whatever we have learned, we have to unlearn, and that's the beginning of our repentance process. You know, we got to let go of all the things that we grew up with. That is really the living death that we have to go through. We have to sacrifice ourselves now. That's how we flee out of her, because everything begins with our spirit, not being attached to it, and letting go of all these things that America has. America has, now that we know the truth, it's always been an illusion. That's what it was. That's what it is right now.
Wow. Yeah.
So, we was out there living falsehoods, and we didn't know. None of us knew. None of us knew. And this is why it's so very significant that the death of Christ, a dark-skinned man with woolly hair, had to shed his blood. As the scriptures say, without the shedding of blood, there's no forgiveness. So since he shed his blood for us, one man had to die, as the scriptures say, for the entire nation. That opened the door for repentance, that we could come back and enter into his glorious works now, which are the laws, commandments, and the statutes, and build ourselves up and all of our people. That's a whole scenario. And what is so great about that is that we have a kingdom now waiting for us. See, we're just not going to leave Babylon and, repent. Most High has a glorious kingdom waiting for us right now. And that kingdom is going to be set up right here on the earth. He said New Jerusalem. Okay. It has to be purged. All of this wickedness down here has to be purged. But his people, really the remnant, the elect, the 144, we will be inhabiting this earth. Like it says in the book of Second Ezra, the earth was made for us, his children. All of this. No, we don't have dominion. We don't have authority over it now. But when Christ sits back up on the throne, his 144, his elect, his 1/3, we will all be rejoicing in our kingdom. That's why it's such a great day for the black man right now. And we have such a great expectation waiting upon us. That's why we got to wake up our people. Those who would hear, or the ones that are going to forbear, then they just have to be left behind. Because only 1/3 has been prophesied that he's going to save up out of his people. 2/3 of his people got to be destroyed. Got to be destroyed.
Gotta go.
That's
There's a lot of people, man. You talking about us as the sands of the sea, an innumerable multitude, man. Most I said 2/3 of you can't even count how many I got to get rid of.
He said that we are like the sands of the sea. So 2/3 are going to be.
It's a lot of Jake, man. Got to go. Pick up 6, read down to 10.
Isaiah 51 verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her recompense.
Go ahead.
Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
See, this place is like the goose with the golden egg, man. Everything's nice up here. He says it's been a nice little golden cup in the Lord's hand, man. The Most High has been utilizing Babylon for particular judgments. The so-called white man, remember, the Most High even said that he created everything, even the wicked, for the day of evil. Yeah. The deceived and the deceiver is his. So everything that the Most High utilizes is all in his plan and his work, right? So he said, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Read on.
That made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine.
See, and the nations, through them partaking in the evils of America, give me a sip, give me some. They sip, and Most High said, good, that's how I'm gonna judge you. All the nations are sitting back enjoying the wine of the wrath of the fornication. The Lord said, that another one. Okay, cool. I can judge you according to this.
Yeah.
Oh, you did this to my children too? All right. Remember, we've been in the bondage under all the nations, man. You read Judges.
That's right.
Every nation that had us.
That's right. That's right.
You just want to talk about the transatlantic? Okay, the Africans and the Ishmaelites and so-called white people. All of them got hell to pay, man.
Absolutely.
Moab, Ammon, Elam, all of them. Man. Go ahead.
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
now they know. You didn't tell me us partaking in this is going to get us put to death and judged by the God of Israel. Now they mad. That's why they turning their back on America now and resorting to their own gods, their own ways now, Read on. We're going to see that.
Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed.
They're going to think, we're going to make America great again. We're going to build back better. No, you're not.
No.
There's no bomb that can heal this place, man. The only bomb is B-O-M-B.
Bomb. That's right.
Bombed.
That's right.
Read.
Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
No.
Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country.
See, they all going to resort to themselves now, man. They ain't going to be dealing with America no more. The great melting pot and all the other stuff is out of here. They said, man, we would have been there and healed you up, but you know what? We're out of here because we see you're being judged by God. Forsake her and let everyone go our own country. Read.
For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our Father.
See, it said, let the Most High the Most High brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God. That lets you know, man, it wasn't ancient Babylon, because why would our people be rejoicing? And we just going right into captivity under the Persians and the Medes.
Right. It's ancient.
They saying that this is modern Babylon, that we can finally glory that the Most High has done a glorious work in Zion.
Okay.
Jump over to Isaiah 14. And I'm sorry, 13, 19. Just want to get one more precept about this place suffering the judgment of Sodom. Then we're going to look at drop down and read verse 20.
Isaiah.
We're going to be bouncing back and forth between Jeremiah and Isaiah much the rest of the way.
Isaiah 13, 19.
Mm-hmm.
And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
See, this place is going to be destroyed and desolate, it says, and it's going to be excellent. Now, the Most High overthrows this place of Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, how was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed?
Ooh, fire and brimstone.
Fire and brimstone. So again, that also shows us that this is an ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon wasn't destroyed by fire and brimstone.
That's right.
The Most High said this Babylon is going to be destroyed. It's the glory of all the kingdoms. All the nations love America. This is a place where every nation comes and get a little piece of the pie, man. They buy into, this is a place, man, where you can come from such a restrictive, so-called restrictive place, like in the Middle East or whatnot, man. We know the Sharia laws and the laws of Islam over there, man. Women,
third world countries
like that, but got strict religious laws and whatnot, man. Man, people trying to leave and trying to get up out of Uganda because they can't be sodomites no more over there. It's against the law. They're gonna get put to death and all that. Where they gonna come to? America. Coming to America. It ain't Eddie Murphy. Yeah, land of the free, home of the slaves.
Coming across the borders trying to get in.
They're trying to get on over here. Why? Because this is the place where all the kingdoms, the glory of all the kingdoms, they all want to come on over here.
The American dream.
And they want in, right? But it said this place it's gonna be excellent when the Most High overthrows this place, just like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. Drop down, let's read verse 20.
Verse 20,
Mm-hmm.
It shall never be inhabited. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
Well, ancient Babylon is still being dwelt in over there. If you look on the map right now, you're basically talking about the Mesopotamia, that area where our Arabia and Iraq and all that is at.
Yeah.
They're still inhabiting over there, aren't they?
Chaldees, yeah.
But the Lord said this particular Babylon, it's not going to be being dwelt in anymore. It's never going to be inhabited again. Go ahead.
Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there.
So the nations, the Arabians, and the rest of them, they're not going to be coming on over here setting up shop. There's not going to be no more 7-Elevens and Habib and all them running. That's out of here. They're not going to be able to doing that no more, man. They reached the glory. They got everything that they wanted out the situation, and that's it. Jump over to chapter 14, read verse 23.
Isaiah 14, verse 23. I will also make it a possession.
So we read 21.
Yeah.
But let's read it again just for emphasis.
21?
Yeah, 21 down to 23.
All right. Verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
So the collapse of the so-called white man and his reign of rulership and his generational white supremacy is out of here. Read.
For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord.
See how that male seed is going to be cut off? Most High said the son, the nephew, any male representation is out of here. That's why when Obadiah said that Esau is going to be burned and like stubble, and there shall be none remaining. The only way you can have a progenitor of your seed is through the males. The Most High said, man, I got to take them out. Read.
I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts.
The besom is like a broom.
Yeah.
It said a broom of destruction, man. You're gonna sweep this place up, man. You know what was that in The Apollo, when the Sandman used to come out.
Oh yeah.
Get that room, you get up off that stage, man. You get booed up off of there. The Sandman got to come out and clean you up and get you up out of here, man. That's how the Most High said.
Your act is
Exactly.
your act is
The
over.
Sandman is coming out, man. He's gonna sweep it up. Thus saith the Lord. And he said, I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said the power of hope. Jump to Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50. And let's read 13. Then I want to read verse 26 and then verse 39.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 26. Verse 26. Come against her from the utmost border. Open her storehouses. Cast her up as heaps and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left.
So when the Most High announced the battle that was going to go down, man, it said that this is the ultimate judgment that was going to happen in Babylon. It said, come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps. So everything that America has glorified itself in, the storehouses from the banks to the Federal Reserve to this place is going to be ruined.
That's perfect judgment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why not? And you talk about double. But the Most I said, man, reward her double, even as she rewarded thee, man. This place is bound for destruction and nothing left of it, nor its controller, and the modern day pharaohs that run the place. So it said, heaps and destroy her utterly, let nothing of her be left. Drop down to read verse 39.
Verse 39.
Come.
Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever.
Oh, Salaki, we did read that one. Jump over, read verse 13.
Yes, sir. Go back.
Yeah. Go back. Read 11 down to 13.
Look at Jeremiah 50, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer, as grass, and bellow as bulls.
So here's the reason why. You know, many of the detractors, man, like the Christian apologists and anybody else who has a knowledge of the Bible, man, they say, well, Israelite, you brought it on yourselves. You broke the laws. The curses came. You know, why are you blaming the white man? You leave him alone. But the Most High said, well, number one, they helped forward the affliction, according to Zechariah.
Mm-hmm.
They went above and beyond the call of duty when it came down to punishing us. They refused to tell the truth and relinquish power when the truth was put in their face, because the Most High said, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. So even you bring him righteousness and tell them, okay, we acknowledge our wrongs, we're starting to repent. We need you to do the same. You gotta say, repent for what? The earth's been given into my hands. I'm living this out. Mm-hmm. And the Lord said, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O destroyers of mine heritage. So they have no remorse for the destroyers of his heritage, meaning who? The children of Israel. They rejoice about it. They're glad about it. You can see what happens, man, when they kill and destroy our people. Don't think just because Black Lives Matter was running around here and the majority of people out there marching was Edomites, that they love us all of a sudden. Because they all thinking they was out there marching for LGBTQ rights in the name of a dead Negro on the street. Remember Jake's went to that Black Lives Matter rally out here in Inglewood?
Yeah.
The majority was Esau out there, man.
Sure was.
And you said, well, where the black folks at? They like, we don't give a damn about George Floyd or Sandra Bland, whoever else, man. And white folks out there, we're with you. We like, no, you not. Absolutely. Get out of here. Absolutely. Because they were glad and they rejoiced. O ye destroyers of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as a heifer. Just like you mentioned earlier, everything that we done built up for this place, man, the establishment of America, man, to become the mightiest power in the earth. And you know, historically, everywhere the children of Israel were captive, that nation was on top.
Yeah.
Egypt on top, Assyria on top.
Yeah.
Babylon on top, Persians and the Medes on top, Greeks on top, Rome on top.
Yeah.
Wherever we at, they prosper and they get it.
Yeah.
So they become fat and grown fat as heaven, little fat heifer. And grass and bellows bulls. Read on.
Verse 12, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
See that? So this place, the last kingdom to rule, that's it. The hinder mean the last one up. Remember, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this place and his headquarters is going to be a wilderness, dry land, and a desert. And it said your mother's going to be sore confounded, and that bear you're going to be ashamed because what? Ancient Babylon will be like, they ain't learned. Look what happened to us, and they still trying to emulate. Our road didn't work, but white man says, I don't care. I'm going to live it up. I'm riding it out. Verse 13.
Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues.
At all her plagues. Let's read one of the plagues. Let's jump over to 2 Ezra 15. Let's precept there real quick. 2 Ezra 15. And where is that at? In we read verse 11 and 12, because remember it said that this is the same thing. Yeah. Spiritual Egypt, the great city Babylon, they're gonna inhabit every damn thing.
2 Ezra 15.
Darn thing I should say. Go ahead.
2 Ezra 15, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
So this is how America gets wrapped up in the judgments of all its predecessor nations. So it said that this place, this modern day Egypt now is going to get hit with plagues as before. So now we see why America is constantly getting hit. And you see, I was in Hollywood. I go there on a regular when I pick my son up from work. This is the only place where they got a huge billboard talking about gonorrhea, drug resistance, be safe out there. And it's like, where else would you see an advertisement about this place is plagued with drug resistant gonorrhea, sexually transmitted diseases? I mean, if you look it up, there's many of them that's out there that now don't have no cure for. You just have to maintain with having this thing, let alone, let's not forget about all of the other plagues that hit this place, from AIDS to death of the firstborn. I mean, abortion being one of the greatest killers of our people. I mean, all of these plagues is hitting this place. They've had plagues of locusts in what was it, Nevada? About a year ago. They've been having a lot of different plagues, man. Frogs and hit I forgot what that was at. But nonetheless, we know. And you got the last little plague that hit the place. They're talking about get ready for the next one.
Yeah.
Why is it always going to hit here? Because this place got to get hit with plagues as in before.
The fires that are going on in Canada, where it's covering darkness over the Americas, all over here.
So it's going to get hit. It said with the same plagues as before.
As before.
Was that it of 11?
Yeah, that was 11.
Read 12.
Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring up on it.
So it's all going to be dealing with the punishments that the Most High lays out on this place, man. Let's jump over to Jeremiah 51. Did we read 51? Let me see.
Yeah, we read a portion.
51 and we read that one. Jump to Revelation 18. Let's read 17 through 19.
Revelation 18, verse 17. 18 verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?
So and those all the nations now that can't do the imports and exports. You know, America is known, and one of the primary means of how it prospers is because of the port cities that it has that other countries and nations don't have. Many of the goods and services had to come in through air, which is more costly. And then you have the Mississippi Gulf
Oh, the
and
Gulf
the
of Mississippi. Yeah.
the Mississippi
Gulf
Gulf.
of Mexico.
Yeah. And what they call that? I always forget about it. They're the same thing in Egypt,
Persian
the
Gulf?
Nile.
Oh, the Nile?
Yeah, but they call it a particular thing. Why can't I think
Well,
of
you got the Persian Gulf on one side.
Delta?
Oh, the Delta.
Delta.
Oh, okay.
The Mississippi Delta, because of the Gulf, the Mexican, the Gulf of Mexico,
Huh.
the way that the ports and the transportation, because that Delta goes all the way from like Minnesota all the way down south, so all the transports can come down through water,
Mhm.
and you can do all your drop offs in Ohio to
All the way down.
Indiana and all these other places, and then you come out into the Gulf, travel by ship, and you can go hit up all the rest of the neighboring countries, and the imports can come in by ship. That's why when you see them docks, and remember when they had all of the tankers stalled out here in Long Beach,
Right. Yeah.
and they were storing them all on the streets. That's because all the nations bring all their stuff in through the port cities. They got the port in Long Beach. They got another one up like in Seattle. They got the one over in Virginia. All the countries don't have that. New Orleans, they come in through the Gulfs and through these ports. That's how America is able to amass such this fortune in all the nations that come in through ship, because that's how they make their money.
Right.
So that's why I said in 1 hour, great riches are gonna come to naught, because they're gonna be cut off in the instant. When America gets hit and is under attack, they said shutting everything down. All the what they do with 9/11. Shut down travel. Nobody can go nowhere, man. Patriot Act in effect. You can't go nowhere without, having valid ID. TSA now is part of your daily life. And now all of that turns into facial recognition, and we got to scan your eyes and thumbprints. And so once America gets hit, all the nations gonna say, "Oh, we cut off. We can't get no money no more." And they're gonna be crying, "Oh snap! What are we gonna do?" That's why I said, and they cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, "What city is like in this great city? How are we gonna?" Nobody was great like Babylon. Nobody did it like that. We wasn't getting money like this no place else. Who's gonna take care of us? Most High said, "Man, that's it." Read 19.
That's what it said. Verse 19. And they cast dust on their heads and cried.
They want to sit back and try to do some damn mourning rituals, put
Yeah.
dust on their heads and sackcloth and pray that America recovered. No. Crying, go ahead.
Weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, where were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate.
Right. See, and that was one I made mention. I'm gonna do a little lesson about America and how it prospers and how it's gotten to the place where it's at, this little modern day land of milk and honey. I'm gonna go into that and showing how Revelation 18 talking about America because of the geographical location where it is and everything that it offers. And how the nations get rich off of this place, man. They all gonna be mourning because this place is gonna be gone. Jump over to let me see. Let's just start to wrap it up. Let's go to Isaiah 13 one more time.
Isaiah 30?
13. Yeah. We'll go back to Isaiah 13 and let's bounce around on this a little bit. 13, and let's read verse 6.
Book of Isaiah.
Let's get back to it.
Book of Isaiah 13, verse 6.
Mhm.
Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
So this place is going to be seen, and you can only say that it's going to be attributed to the Most High when this place is destroyed. It says it's all going to come as a destruction of the Almighty. And this is how we know that modern day Babylon right now is going to come in the day of the Lord. So when we're looking at what signs should we be looking for, when you see the collapsing of America, when you see America actually get aggressively hit with bombs, then you know the day of the Lord is at hand. And the Lord said, you got to howl because it shall come as destruction from the Almighty. It's going to be like a destruction from a divine intervention from a higher power. Because just like the nations, they sat back and said, man, what city was like this? Would nobody ever come against this place like this? All of a sudden now, it's got to be the Most High. You know, that's going to be able to lay down a judgment like that on this place. All right, drop down and let's read verse 10 down to 13. Actually, read verse 9 and just read down to 13.
All right. Isaiah 13, verse 9.
Okay.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven.
God doesn't hate this. He hates the sin, but loves the sinner. They preach us in the churches. That's why they constantly in there acting a dang fool. Because they're encouraging sin and saying that he still loves you. But the Most High said, well, he's going to destroy the sinners. Go ahead.
Verse 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
So look at this when it said, but it said in the earlier verse, I meant to highlight that it says cruel both with wrath and fierce anger is going to be the day of the Lord. I mean, what picture are we getting when you go to church? Are people going to be going there tomorrow, man? They're going to be thinking that it's going to be about rose petals and white doves and, you know, everything's going to be great and peace is going to be instilled upon the earth. Well, Christ even said that he didn't come to send peace on earth, but a sword in Matthew, the 10th chapter. So what vision are they looking at? That's white Christianity and lies, man, that they out there putting out there.
That's right.
The Lord said, man, when he comes, it's going to be cruel. That means it's going to be unfair. It seems like, you know, things that you didn't have to go that far. The Most High said, you don't know the extent of, you don't know far. We sit back and think, oh, man, that ain't right, you know, and that's why people always run from the scriptures and say, well, that's God. I don't want no parts of that. That ain't fair. Most High said, well, I can be cruel when I want to be. In the name of my children, I'm going to be cruel then. It said, for the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in its going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to see. We get a little example of that. Just look at the smog and the smoke from the fires in Canada. So imagine when you get bombs and you get fervent heat from fire and brimstone blocking out the constellations and the lights. Go ahead.
Verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil.
So the world's going to pay. Go ahead.
And the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Didn't the Most High say to Esau, man, thy pride hath deceived thee? It said the arrogancy of the proud to cease. But we just got the reading in Jeremiah where they were sitting back happy and proud, laughing about how and glad from the destruction of his heritage. He said all that's going to cease. Continue on.
And will lay low, the haughtiness of the terrible.
See, the haughtiness of the terrible. Read on.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Now, as you always say, there's a difference between a man and a male, right?
Right.
A male just means you got the genitalia, got the genitalia or whatnot of a male and whatnot. You was born, but to be a man
under the laws
of the Most High is really what makes a man a man. Otherwise, man, in modern terms now you got NIGGAs, and you got men of the Lord.
Man, that's
You know.
it. That's
And the
right.
Most High said the men of the Lord is going to be more precious than a gold wedge of Ophir.
Ophir.
So
Wow.
imagine the value of the gold wedge of Ophir. So imagine if an ounce of gold right now is maybe $1,900 an ounce.
Ooh.
You know, weigh yourself in ounces
Right.
and say, just by my weight alone, body weight, body mass is what I'm valued at. I mean, that's just kind of some lightweight
That's
thoughts of how
regular
do you
gold.
think
Regular gold. He talking about the gold of Ophir.
it was more valuable, more pure than the crap that we out here running around here purifying and fake gold. No, ain't gonna be no fake gold.
Thank you.
You talking about real pure, purified through the furnaces of affliction.
That's
The Most High is going to be judging and bringing forth our people,
Uh-huh.
and the value of a man in those days, because I mean, all hell is going to be breaking loose, man, and the only men that's going to have their heads on straight and going to understand what's going on and be able to secure their households and their families and their children and themselves is men that understand how to fear the Most High, keep the commandments, man, and understand what's happening prophetically here. Otherwise, man, the rest of these jakes, I mean, I don't give a damn. You got these little rappers running around with a blunt in one mouth and a damn Draco in the other hand, and they out there talking about how gangster they are. But as soon as some black and white lights hit the streets, man, they running for cover. So you can only imagine when real hell comes on this earth, man, they gonna be running like crazy, man. They run around with money phones and holding up all the when the money ain't nothing, man. Most I said we're gonna be redeemed without money.
Thank you.
You sold yourself for naught.
Right.
Real man is gonna be like real valuable, man, in this day. Thus saith the Lord.
Thus saith the Lord.
You heard something?
That was it.
Okay. Just jump over to drop down, read verse 19. Oh, we did. We were at 19. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up with I think I want. Let me see. Revelation 19. Is it 19? Let's wrap it up. Because I was going to tackle more in depth Revelation 17, 18, because it's all encompassing the end of this place. But let's just get to the finalization. Revelation 19. Let's read 1 down to 3.
Book of Revelation 19, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And after these things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah! Salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments.
True and righteous are the judgments of the Most High, man. So when we see and understand what we just got through reading about, it's only right.
Yeah.
And it's true. Read.
For he hath judged the great whore,
Go ahead.
which did corrupt the earth with her fornication,
Mm-hmm.
and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand.
Why has this place got to go? It just said because it's for the vengeance of the blood of his servants. We started off with Revelation 11:8, man. Didn't it say that their dead bodies should lie in the street of this great city? Most I said vengeance will take place because of that. Not only because the earth would, everyone that followed after the great whore was involved in corruption and fornication and all of that, but mainly the Most High said because I've got to take vengeance for everything that this place has done to his servants. Well, you know what? Let's see who the servants are. Hold that. Leviticus 25:55.
That's right.
And then we're gonna jump on one more precept, man. Because who the servants that got killed, who the servants' blood that got spilled, that the great whore has been gobbling and taking full advantage of, man. Because the Christians, everybody else gonna say, I'm a servant of the Lord.
Yeah, right.
No, you're not.
We gotta know.
Leviticus 25:55. We're gonna get 2 other precepts to prove that point, and then we'll jump back and we're gonna finish up in Revelation.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 55.
Mm-hmm.
For unto me, the children of Israel are servants.
Mm-hmm.
They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
God. So the children of Israel are the servants of the Most High. Let's get another witness, Isaiah 49:3.
There you go. Book of Isaiah 49, verse 3. and said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel.
Who?
O
Whosoever
Israel.
believeth.
O Israel.
Thou art my servant, O Israel. Read on.
In whom I will be glorified.
And the Most High said he's going to be glorified through the children of Israel and none other. One more in First Chronicles. Was that it?
Yeah, I would get it on that one.
First Chronicles 16. Let's read the third verse.
First Chronicles 16.
16:13.
Right. Book of First Chronicles 16, verse 13. O ye seed of Israel, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen ones.
All right. So since that's cleared now, at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, when we go back and read Revelation 19:2 one more time.
Revelation 19:2. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand.
So America, the great whore, is going to pay for the vengeance of the blood of the servants, the children of Israel, and everything that is done to us. Judgment is coming to this place. Read verse 3 and we'll close there.
Verse 3. And again, they said, Alleluia. And her smoke rose up forever and ever.
So this water place will not be inhabited again. It's going to be a memory where everybody going to see the smoke. Lord willing, we in the kingdom. You're going to still see the smoke of America. They're going to be like, that was old Babylon, man. That's what we was catching hell. You see that smoke over there? So, man, everybody going to see this thing, man.
Looking from Jerusalem.
This is it, man. This is the end of the road. Last one, man. China we ain't going into bondage under China. China think they got next. Russia think. This is it, man. Moses said, man, Esau is the end of the world. Not Moab.
Yeah.
So that's it. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High.